bit uncomfortable. But if we're not uncomfortable, then we're not growing. All right, so speaking of uncomfortable, I'm going to introduce myself a little bit more deeply in a poem, okay, because it's a little more entertaining. Somebody asked to be entertaining. She said she was going to take a nap, so they put the AC on, and now I'm going to read you a little story, all right? So 8 years ago, I was trapped inside a mental prison, riding the 4 train for hours, unearthing what was hidden. In Victor's book, Man's Search for Meaning, I recognized my mental power, and I started scheming. I would move to the mountains near the salt water, watch sunsets off the coast, city stress not a bother. I listen to Kendrick, rap in his battles, fight the paradigm, don't get lost among the cattle. Summer 2016, I was on the phone about a job. Carly's sister called, and all I heard was her sob. Lee, we lost Carly. She's gone from our grip. I felt my heart and my body sink. I read a passage at the funeral on stage. Looking into Allie's eyes, I knew it was my turn to be brave. So I went in for the interview 2 days later, $25 an hour to paint a mural with some teenagers. There's one spot in a juvie center. Do you know what that is? It's where you go when you commit a crime as a kid. Well, they'll know what it's like to feel trapped inside, seeing the inner pain arise, forced to face it or hide. I'll have to call your mom and ask if she'd approve. He joked. She'd already passed, and I had nothing to lose. I met a young man that summer 2016. He shot a guy in the leg when he was 16. And born with dark skin in the United States, the odds of him locked up automatically a higher rate. And combine that with a mom that used crack, the obstacles in his life continued to stack. But this young man saw through me like glass. He knew I was good people, and he showed up to class. So after that summer, I headed to Peru. I was done teaching art to kids, and I needed something new. I hiked up mountains, wrote stories, and cried. So my mom and my best friend had both just died. But the thing I found most fascinating about it all is it was the youth's faces that appeared when I was most afraid to fall. Gliding along a zip line in the jungle of Peru, I leapt, and Nas and Lanes appeared, helping me through. They're still alive today. Deep in cells, I crossed roads in Brownsville. I found young men who were walking angels. So you all are here because you're ready to make a difference. You've already come so far despite every hindrance. Pressures from all directions, work and at home, emotions can be overwhelming and make you feel so alone. Social media influence, pressure to be corrected, and I'm hoping to shed light on the ways that you're being affected. Companies want your attention, your biggest asset, appealing to your insecurities and trying to mask it. So be kind to yourself. That's really what matters as you navigate this life like chutes and ladders. There are things that you've survived that have done others in. They gave up, unable to move with the pain within. So give yourself some credit for having traveled this distance, the tenacity to hold on despite every level of resistance. So please don't judge how this workshop's supposed to be. During this time, we'll face our vulnerability because the only way to heal is to face your truth. Just think of your favorite musicians inside the booth. They all started somewhere in a bathroom or a basement, heartache and dreams littered in a statement. So I'm asking you to let your walls down a little bit so we can do some healing. Remembering who you really are is a beautiful feeling. So let's be adults, face some truth, some hurt and some pain, comforting each other while staying in our lane. We'll meditate and relax our bodies and minds. You've got more answers inside than you can possibly find. And when you do this work, more questions will arise, but that's what soul searching is. It's a dynamic ride. So don't worry about proper form. If you're doing it right, let go of self-judgment so we can feel more light. And when it's a wrap, well, namaste, a peaceful pound. Y'all are kings and queens, so adjust that crown.